Atma Namaste. Thank you very much for watching. I'm a representative of our beloved Guruji, Grandmaster Twakok Sui. The question is, why is it important to attend an Arhatic Yoga retreat? You know, all of us live very, very busy lives. A lot of times we would take a little bit of time to do our meditation, our spiritual practice, but oftentimes our lives are so busy that we barely have enough time to actually focus on something that is permanent, which is our spiritual practice. Everything that we put our focus on, one day will fade away. You know, as the Lord Buddha said, you know, everything is subject to change, everything is impermanent. However, our spiritual development, we take it with us when we leave our physical bodies. So when you go to an Arhatic Yoga retreat, what do? You basically set aside everything in your life to just focus on you, on your spiritual practice. You know, you sit down, you said, you don't have to worry about the noise from outside, you don't have to worry about children, you don't have to you don't have to worry about work calling you. You just focus on your spiritual development only. So, and you're given a certain strict schedule, where that schedule actually forces you to be serious about your spiritual practice. You do your purification, you do all the meditations, you have a chance to have your questions answered. And not to mention, a lot of times when you're in a retreat, you're given the opportunity to talk with other Arhatic yogis, where you can exchange feedback. You can say, oh, you know, I had this situation, I used this part of the teaching, it really helped me. So these little things you might not find big, but if you really think about it, to actually immerse yourself, you know, in a few days and just focus on your spiritual development, that will make a big, big difference in your life. And I've seen a lot of Arhatic yogis where when they come to a retreat, they go home transformed. They're given a new enthusiasm, because before they would say, oh, I'll just buy the CD, I'll sit home and just play it. But you and I both know, every time you meditate in a group, it's tremendously more powerful than when you do it yourself. The question is why? When you do your spiritual practice by yourself, you know, true, your spiritual core gets bigger. But when you're in a group of 500, 1,000, 2,000 people, when all those people are doing the same meditation, each of the spiritual cores gets so big, tremendous amount of it comes down. It's like all of us are in one big gigantic pipe. So the compounding effect of that, even in just 2-3 days, is just, you know, awesome, you know, incalculable. So if you do this on a regular basis, it keeps you on the spiritual path. It allows you to correct mistakes that we've made. You know, sometimes, you know, in a group of, the first time you take Arhatic Yoga, maybe you were not ready, your mind was preoccupied. But when you come to a retreat, you refine your technique, you see applications of the spiritual practice, and overall, it's something that everybody should do, because a lot of times we just say, you know, I'll practice when I can, or I practice when I want. Here, you're actually doing it on a certain strict schedule, and if you do it year after year after year, you'll notice a big improvement in your spiritual development. So, thank you very much. Atma Namaste. Master Cho's blessing be with you. Thank you.